Hello, my name is Karim. I am Assistant Director of Admissions at Cornell University's S.C. Johnson College of Business. A large body of my work involves working with transfer students as well as prospective first-year students interested in our undergraduate business programs here. A few things about me. I am married to my husband, Zach, and we live in downtown Rochester with our cat, Duchess. And I do have to commute to my office in Ithaca a few times a month. My husband and I met over 16 years ago at School of the Arts, where we met and started dating shortly after. We continued dating through our time at RIT until we were married in 2018. My husband and I are pretty big nerds, and I mean pretty big nerds. You can find us talking about Warhammer 40,000, anime, sci-fi, action films. My husband also leads a LARP field here in Rochester at Cobbs Hill every Sunday. You can find him there. Outside of being nerds, we're also known for being big artists here. There's some sort of arts and crafts happening in our house any given day. There is art supplies from top to bottom. My husband is an art teacher in the Rochester City School District. He's currently teaching at School of the Arts. His mother and I also spend time making junk journals, smart crafts, calligraphy work. I would like to make a disclaimer that I'm not at the same level of artist as my husband, nor my mother-in-law, but I do try. One of the best quotes I've ever heard is, I've drawn more bad drawings than you've drawn at all, so it keeps me motivated to continue trying. We also have a very close-knit family here in Rochester. A lot of our time is spent with our family and friends, so that's where I spend a lot of my time. A little bit about my educational background. I mentioned earlier, I went to School of the Arts in high school where I focused in music, and then I completed my undergraduate degree at Rochester Institute of Technology. At RIT, I was a double major. I have a Bachelor's of Science degrees in psychology with a focus in clinical and social psych, as well as a Bachelor's of Science degree in international and global relations with a focus in Latin American studies, as well as Indigenous studies. My interest in higher ed really began here at RIT. When I was an undergrad, I worked multiple jobs from diversity and inclusion, alumni affairs, campus life, K through 12 initiatives, athletics. I even did some time in IT through my Office of Diversity and Inclusion co-op. So a wide range of exposure to higher ed. During my fourth year at RIT, I was actually nominated to be a higher ed fellows because they do not have a higher education program. I was able to get a mentor as well as given opportunities to sit through workshops to figure out what is higher education and if this could be an actual career path for me. So after graduation, I worked in different roles in higher ed. My first role ever was actually as an academic advisor at SUNY Albany's C-STEP program. I learned really quickly that while I could be potentially a great academic advisor giving guidance, it wasn't something that I really wanted to do. So I decided to pivot and work in the Bursar's office at University of Rochester as a student financial counselor. I help students with financial holds that affected registration transcripts, and then trying to work with students that might be taking a leave of absence that will be gone from the campus for 1 or 2 semesters. That work was really with a smaller population of students, but it was really time consuming and had a very big emotional toll on me. So I still loved higher ed. So I went back to the drawing board and ended up working at my alma mater enrollment team. So with that, I got the chance to travel all over the country. So areas like Texas and California, as well as doing some local travel, and then getting the opportunity to read applications of students that were interested in going to college. So students that are applying to areas like the College of Science or Mechanical Engineering was where I spent a lot of my time. Because of this, I really realized that I have a big love for recruitment, particularly its cycle. So one of the things that I love the most is that in the springtime, I'm finishing up applications and working and then moving into yield. So making these students actually matriculate to the campus. Then in the summer, I'm particularly working on projects, but overall just doing a lot of presentations about what is the particular college that I work for. And then in the fall, it's heavy recruitment. And then in the winter, which is technically now, is when we're doing a big application reading. I, on any given year, have read anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 applications. So it is a lot. I it is also really nice to get a new batch of students every year and kind of guide them where they need to go. I've worked at very selective schools and I take a lot of great pride in the admissions decisions that I have made. I really believe that I have put someone and admitted a student where they needed to be, not where they wanted to be. Sometimes you make some really hard admissions decisions, but I really take a great pride in the decisions that I have made thus far. Over the years, after working at my alma mater, I really wanted a challenge, so I decided to apply to Cornell's admissions team. My first ever interview after graduation was actually at Cornell admissions. That was an 8-hour interview. It is probably the most grueling interview process I have ever gone through. And while I was a finalist, I wasn't selected, but I was heavily encouraged to continue my path in admissions. And I just took the long way around. So I kind of threw my hat in the ring and I'm really grateful for it. I honestly have found the best team I've ever worked for, and it was probably one of the best professional decisions I've ever made. Now, why have I chosen higher ed in this particular program? Some of my long-term goals are to continue my time in admissions, hopefully, or overall in higher education. But I also want to challenge myself to, become eventually a director of undergraduate enrollment. So with that, I wanted to not only lean on my years of experience in enrollment, but also learn from a structured curriculum and actually get a degree and maybe learn something that I haven't learned or learn from others across, the area that might have a different perspective, either because they're new to higher education or been in it for long enough. So that's me. I really want to get to know the rest of you. I'm looking forward to watching the rest of your videos and getting to know you as well. So, bye.